Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. KFARR back again. Once again, this is a video that I didn't think I was going to be able to make. I was just walking around the house doing nonsense, hit refresh on YouTube, and sure as shit, old squishy gardener has another Eric Martin video. So we're going to watch this. I have not pre-screened this. This is 13 minutes long of just raw Eric Martin that I have not got to see before. So we'll watch it together. Enjoy the video.
Mr. Martin?
Oh. Hello?
All right, Mr. Martin, I just want to clarify something because I am inclined to grant your motion for the appointment of counsel. But the problem is inside your motion for counsel, it also states that you are not consenting to the jurisdiction of the court. So if you're not consenting to the jurisdiction of the court, how is this court supposed to grant your motion for appointment of counsel? I already have jurisdiction over you. That's already been established clearly. So do you want counsel? Because if you do, I'm going to appoint counsel.
Yeah, I still want the counsel, but like I said, without the fraudulent presumptions and all that. But
Sure. Hang on. If you could speak up and enunciate, because I don't know if it's maybe a connection error or if I'm just having trouble hearing what you're saying. So I just want to make sure that what you're saying is clearly stated on the record. Okay.
We all know at this point that most sovereign citizens mumble their ass off because, let's be honest, they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. But I love it how this guy, who has just been such a sovereign citizen for a year plus at this point, is throwing in the towel saying, yes, I would like an attorney.
okay. Let me move my phone up away from my desk. I think that's a little too close to the desk. But yeah, still want counsel.
Okay. So you are consenting to the jurisdiction of the court, and I can grant you counsel. Yes.
No, I'm not consenting to the jurisdiction of the court.
I don't know what you're saying, sir.
He said he's not consenting to the jurisdiction.
You're not consenting to the jurisdiction of the court? Well, I've already found that. Then first off, I find that I do have jurisdiction over you in this matter. You came to the location, like I stated before. You came into the location and availed yourself of all of the benefits and services that you can find here, emergency services, road services, etc. You actually reside in the city of Taylor, so that alone is enough to have jurisdiction over your person in this matter that occurred in the city of Taylor. So I do find that I have jurisdiction over you. So that matter is settled. Would you like to have counsel?
Not true, so I object to that. That's not true. You never gave me how you jurisdiction.
What part's not true? Do you live in the city of Taylor?
No, I'm not going to say that it's true, as in not in the sense that you mean it. No, or you're asking. It's fraudulent.
So you astral project into the city of Taylor then from somewhere else, or I don't understand. Living is, I don't know, breathing, live, reside, Clifford Street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, well,
keep stuff. Is that
thing is, if someone, stays in a house, it's fraudulent presumed that the corporation, the fiction they're living in, it's all legalese.
I don't know why these dipshits always have to make things so difficult. The judge simply asked, hey, do you reside in the city of Taylor? Knowing full well that he resides in the city of Taylor, and he wants to talk about a corporate fiction. Now, if you guys recall, this isn't your run-of-the-mill, I don't have a license plate type case. I believe it's a domestic abuse case against his sister. So it's like, maybe it's time to knock off the sovereign citizen nonsense.
All
right, so you're not a corporation. I do find that you have jurisdiction. I have jurisdiction over you. I will note your objection for the record, the claim that that's not true. I am going to appoint house counsel to you because you definitely need somebody who can understand and explain the law to you and be on your side with regard to the case. So I'm going to appoint house counsel again. And I'm going to put you into the breakout room, and house counsel will be in to speak with you so you can speak privately.
All right.
Breakout room 3, house counsel 3. Mr. Fanto, I'm just curious if this matter is set for trial next week.
It
Is
is.
there any potential for resolution? If so, we can come back this afternoon with it if he needs more time to think.
Well, I'd like to have, more time with Mr. Martin this afternoon.
All right, so let's, can you tell Mr. Martin, because if
I
you guys
will.
want to
Yeah,
talk,
no,
it's fine.
that's fine.
I want to be able to send everybody else to lunch.
Gotcha.
All right, and then just let Mr. I'm gonna let you and Mr. Martin talk. If you guys want to put it on the record when we come back at 1 o'clock or 1:15, that's fine. Have them sign in then.
Okay, thank you. I'll have him do that.
All right, so I'm gonna move you guys to breakout or house council, whatever. There you go. There you go. All right.
Well, he's still in the
And we're
room. I can just go back to the
Yeah.
room.
Oh, well, yeah, either way. All right.
Okay.
All right, as you guys know, I'm very familiar with the 23rd District Court, open case search because of a certain sovereign citizen. So he currently has this case right here that's domestic violence, scheduled for 8/30/2024 at 1 p.m. He also has these two cases, both scheduled for next week on the 20th at 8:30 a.m. So I'm going to have to say maybe I was wrong. This is his original sovereign citizen bullshit case regarding him driving a scooter illegally. And this one up top, like I said, that's 8/30/2024. That's the domestic abuse case.
Criticism, it's meant as it's just the law doesn't allow me to do certain things. And Mr. Martin disagrees with the law, and that's his right. But Mr. Martin's come to the conclusion that he doesn't believe that I can effectively represent him. And after, like I say, over 2 hours of discussions with Mr. Martin, I believe I'd have to agree with him.
You are agreeing that the two of you disagree,
That
or that you just can't represent? Because I do.
no,
I guess I would have to disagree with your own statement because I think you're very confident in every case I've ever seen.
No, I appreciate that, Judge,
Yeah.
but the, based on, our, internal disagreements, in terms of how the case should proceed, what the law is,
Strategy.
how to apply the law, I just cannot, in his mind, effectively represent him. And I can't represent him the way he wants me to.
So you believe that he believes that you,
I do, yes.
not that you actually wouldn't be.
No, I'm, in terms of this case, I'm more than able to go forward with it, but under the circumstances after, again, this is based on a long conversations with Mr. Martin. Just don't think that he's comfortable with me proceeding.
I believe that's Mr. Fanto talking, and I genuinely feel bad for that man. He gets thrown every single sovereign citizen case. He's gotten thrown Eric Martin and Broken System, Broken Trust, Joshua Lanto, and both of them disagree with how the law actually works. This is what I don't understand. You are given a public defender who is a professionally trained lawyer who actually knows what he's talking about, and you're arguing with shit you found on YouTube that has never worked in court.
Mr. Martin, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, we certainly don't agree. We did talk for a long time, and but, it's not simply just a disagreement. I don't think he's violating my right to effect from counsel based on one. He wouldn't even do the basic photocopy, some paperwork. I told him I wanted to get photocopied, for the court and jury, such as laws, be used for my defenses, relevant to my defenses.
Sure, but you do understand that any instruction on the law to the jury is done by the judge. You understand that?
Well, I don't understand. I don't agree with that, or
No,
No,
sir.
please.
I literally am charged with instructing the jurors on what the law is and what the elements of the case are.
I mean, that's fine. But
I'm going to instruct the jurors that any instruction that they hear from the attorneys to disregard, and you're only going to take instruction about the law and what the law is from me, because there's literally criminal jury instructions that are put out by the Michigan Supreme Court that are used in trials, and they've been vetted over the course of hundreds of years of tweaking and Supreme Court challenges and you name it and everything else. So that's literally what the jury is getting told, is they're gonna get told what the law is, and that's gonna be told to them by me. Do you understand that, right?
But but I only agree to that degree, but to that degree, but as long as you don't knock out my right, I also have the right to present jury instructions on the law of the matter. So, so long as I
You have the right to present proposed jury instructions, yes. And I'll make the determination of what the jury instruction, what the instructions will be to the jury.
Our boy Eric Martin's bringing up some really old memories here for me. So if you recall, a long, long time ago, I believe it was during this case, he handed in to the court a list of Supreme Court decisions that he said agree with him of why this case should be dismissed. And when the prosecutor ended up looking into them, she goes, yeah, none of these actually go towards what we're talking about. Not only that, some of them don't actually exist. So maybe you should, I don't know, do your own research and not just buy things from your sovereign citizen guru online. And that's kind of how that went. Now, that's probably what he's trying to get this public defender to do. Hey, can you copy and paste this Supreme Court decision and this Supreme Court decision in wingdings on a blank piece of paper so I can hand it to the jury? Like, that's, first off, Judge Slavin's smarter than that. He's never going to allow that shit. Second off, that's not how court procedure works.
So, but first, let's deal with this matter here. You're saying that you no longer, you wish to have the court-appointed attorney, and now you do not wish to have this court-appointed attorney. Is that correct?
But only in the sense of I moved to have another one appointed in his place since he's being ineffective based on he won't even photocopy, not just the mere disagreement, but it's the fact that he won't even photocopy. I asked him to, let me go there first to the office, photocopy, so I have enough copies for the jury because I don't have a job now. So I can't.
Well, photocopy what, sir? You want him to photocopy what?
I have just several things written down in the law and things that need to be copied out of the Constitution. Just several legal, legal areas to be copied out of the law and just stuff that's relevant to my defense. So he should give me no problem with photocopying. That problem. So that's really showing his ineffective, violate my right of. So
yeah, but listen, that's not that photocopying is not an attorney's job. If you want something photocopied, go to the library and photocopy it yourself. The attorney's job is to talk and understand and be able to give advice about the law. He already knows the law. He doesn't need a photocopy in front of him. He already knows what the law is.
But as I just said, based on I do not have a job now to pay for the copies.
So you want them to pay for, so that's the rub. You want them to pay for photocopies that you want to make.
Right.
Well, you're more than welcome to just have listen, your attorney doesn't need the law in front of him. He already knows what the law is. So if you want a copy of what the law is, you're more than welcome to go to the library and check out a book that has the law in it. You can just bring the book with you. Take the book back to the library afterwards, free of charge.
Again, I need paperwork photocopied that's relevant for my defense to present it to you and the jury.
I'm trying to say this very politely to Eric Martin. So if your attorney is just, appointed to you, looks at your defense and says, oh, you want me to copy the signatures off the Constitution? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, that doesn't help anyone's legal defense. If you try to pull out some random obscure Supreme Court decision from 110 years ago about bricks when your case is about driving, yes, he's allowed to say, you're an idiot, I'm not going to do that.
I have that right.
First off, listen, you're not presenting any paperwork to the jury if it's about laws. If you're going to try to place things into evidence, you can lay a foundation and you can put in proposed exhibits for evidence, and then I'll make my rulings based on the rules of evidence of whether or not those are supposed to come in and should come in, and whether they've had proper foundations laid, whether they are both reliable and accurate. That's the two things that we're really looking for. So, and if they comport with the rules of evidence, then I'll admit them as your defendant's exhibit, whatever, 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever the exhibits that you have are. So this is a situation of driving on a license that's been revoked or restricted. So what evidence is it what proposed evidence do you have that you would need? Because we'll make copies here of that evidence as it gets admitted. Because I'll put a true copy in the court file. I can give a copy to the witness so that they can see, so that kind of thing. But so as far as the motion to remove Mr. Fanto and the House Counsel crew that I have here, which includes Mr. Kazicki and Mr. Coots, I'll once again grant that motion. I'm not gonna request any fees or anything or costs from you, because I did appoint them. Then you said you didn't want them. Then you asked for them. Then I gave them to you, and then you went back and said you don't want them now. So, with regard to a different attorney, do you have another attorney that you wanted to hire? Is that what you wanted to do?
I know what the sovereign citizen tagline for this part is about to be. Again, I haven't watched this video, but I just did the Gavin Syme, or whatever the hell his name is, video a whole yesterday ago. And he tried to say, oh, the defense and public defenders get paid by the state, therefore they're basically like prosecutor part 2, which is not the case. They're there to serve a completely different purpose. But I want to say he's either going to continue representing himself or say something outlandish, like he wants some super fancy Sam Bernstein, if you're from Michigan, you know what I'm talking about, type attorney.
Or you want me to appoint one to you?
I don't have money to hire an attorney.
Sure. So I'm going to go ahead and appoint one to you. Let's see. I can pretty much let me just take a look here. The possibility. All right, so I'm going to refer this to Miss Patton from the MIDC, and I will have an attorney here for you Tuesday for that jury trial. We'll be ready to go.
Well, that's what I wanted. Now, another attorney being appointed.
We'll see you on Tuesday, sir. I'll have a court-appointed attorney here for you.
Right, but
all right, see you Tuesday.
Thank you.
So that's it. We're looking forward to Tuesday of next week. I believe I said it was like at 8:30. Oh, I still have it up. Let me check. So Tuesday is going to be at, yes, 8:30 a.m. If I can be alive at 8:30 a.m., I may live stream that because I think it's just going to be hilarious. Old Squishy Gardener, go give Old Squishy Gardener, some love. Go give him a like, subscribe, comment, tell him I sent you. Now the shilling for my own nonsense. I've got 2 other channels. KFARR Cam, which is just body cams. Reading the Room, which is movies, books, TV shows, yada yada. Go subscribe. I also have a merch store. The link is in the description. We got coffee cups. Go buy a coffee cup. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace.